welcome. So in this example, we're going to look at measurement scales. Right, so we're going to classify each of the measurements by specifying whether they're nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. Okay, so nominal and ordinal scales are qualitative or categorical, right? They're both words mean the same thing. These are qualitative. Right, so they describe some sort of characteristic of the data. Ordinal can be ordered in a certain way, like a ranking. Right? Interval and ratio are quantitative measurements. The difference between them is that for ratio, the zero means the absence, the zero of something. For interval, zero doesn't have that meaning that there's none of the quantity. Also, like ratios have a meaning. Like if you take a measurement in the ratio category, and you have, if you find some sort of ratio, that ratio makes sense. In interval, it doesn't, right? So A says high school players are classified as superior, average, and above average. So this is a qualitative measure. It's not something you can count or measure. And you can order it, right? Superior, average, above average. There's a certain ranking. So this is ordinal measurement. B, baking temperature of various dishes. So this is something that can be measured as a temperature. So it's quantitative, either interval or ratio. Now you have to figure out which one it is. Okay. So you look at the zero. Okay. So you go, if I have zero temperature, 0 Fahrenheit, this does not mean that there is no temperature present. Okay. It just means it's kind of like an arbitrary scale that somebody set. Okay, so this is interval. You can also think of the ratio aspect of it. Right? If I take the ratio of 400 degrees Fahrenheit to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, temperature of 400 degrees, it's not twice as hot as the temperature of 200 degrees. It's just basically, it's because the zero is chosen arbitrarily, then this ratio doesn't actually make sense. Okay. C, the colors in a crayon in a 24 crayon box. This is qualitative and it's nominal. You might think that red is better than blue, which is better than green, but it's not really ordering or a classification. Let's see, social security numbers. So these are numbers, but they don't have like a counting or a measuring sort of meaning. These are labels. They're also not things that you can order in any way. So this is nominal. Incomes measured in dollars. This is a measurement, so it's either interval or ratio. Let's look at zero. If you have $0, this means you have none of this quantity, so this is ratio. Also, if you have $20 and I have $10 and you take this ratio, you go, you have twice as much money as I do. And you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So this ratio makes sense. All right. F, satisfaction survey on a website. Scale of 1 to 3. This is qualitative and you can rank it. It's a ranking or order, so this is ordinal. All right. Political outlook. Extreme left, left of center, right of center, extreme right. So this is qualitative. You can order it somewhat, not in the meaning that it's like one is better than the other. It's just that you can put it on a scale You can draw something left to right and place these measurements. So this is also ordinal. All right, time of day on an analog watch. So this is numerical, but let's look at 0. So kind of go 0 o'clock. There isn't really a 0 for time of day. So it's quantitative, measuring time, but it's going to be interval. All right. Next one, the distance in miles to the closer grocery store is something that's measured. 0 miles makes sense. So basically, you're right at the grocery store. So this is ratio. All right, dates. 1066, 1492, and so on. These are a measurement of time, of years, but the 0 year, it was set arbitrarily. So this is an interval measurement. Right. Heights of women, of 21 to 65-year-old women, it's a measurement. A 0 height means that you don't measure anything. If I say that I measure 5 feet and you measure 2.5 feet, then I'm twice as tall as you are, so that ratio makes sense, right? So this is ratio. And grade levels, they're qualitative, and you can put them in a certain order. A is better than F, so this is ordinal. Right? That's it for this one.